I spent $50,000 on handbags, watches, designer clothes, the kind of stuff that's supposed to scream, I made it. But here's the thing nobody tells you. The people who actually have money, they're laughing at you. Because the luxury industry has pulled off one of the greatest psychological scams in modern capitalism. And I'm about to show you exactly how they did it. This is the story of how 5 so-called status symbols don't signal wealth. They signal you're broke. And the brands selling them know it. Let me show you something. These receipts represent $50,000. Money I spent over 6 months researching this video. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, a Rolex Submariner, Balenciaga sneakers, a leased Mercedes-Benz. And here's what I discovered. I looked exactly like someone pretending to be rich. Because in 2019, a leaked internal memo from LVMH, the world's largest luxury conglomerate, revealed something shocking. Their fastest growing customer segment? People earning under $50,000 a year. Not millionaires, not even 6-figure earners. People stretching credit cards to buy $3,000 handbags. The luxury industry isn't selling to the rich anymore. They're selling the appearance of wealth to people desperately trying to look rich. And they've engineered specific products to do exactly that. Status symbol number 1. Logo-heavy designer bags. Let's start with the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Retail price, $1,500 to $2,000. You see it everywhere. Instagram, shopping malls, college campuses. Here's what nobody tells you. Actual wealthy people call these aspirational products. That's industry code for designed for people who can't actually afford luxury. I spoke with Sarah Thompson, a former Hermes sales associate who worked on Rodeo Drive for 8 years. She told me something fascinating. When someone walked in wearing head-to-toe logo prints, we knew immediately they had a $5,000 limit. Real clients, the ones spending $50,000 to $100,000 a year, wore things you wouldn't recognize. The psychology is brutal. Luxury brands create 2 product lines: the logo line and the quiet luxury line. The logo line, covered in LV monograms, Gucci double Gs, Chanel interlocking Cs, is deliberately priced at the edge of affordability. Just expensive enough to feel special, just cheap enough that someone making $40,000 can finance it. A Louis Vuitton Neverfull? $1,500. But a Hermes Picotin, no logos, understated leather, starts at $2,800. The difference? The Hermes doesn't scream, "Look at me." And that's exactly the point. In 2021, Bain & Company released a luxury market study. 65% of logo-heavy products are purchased by consumers in the bottom 40% of luxury buyers by income. The wealthy, the top 2% who drive 40% of luxury spending, buy the understated pieces. But here's where it gets really dark. Status symbol number 2. Entry-level luxury watches. The Rolex Submariner I bought, $9,000. It's the most recognizable watch in the world, and that's the problem. James Dowling, a watch collector and founder of Hodinkee, once said something that stuck with me. If you need people to recognize your watch, you can't afford your watch. The watch industry has a term for this: gateway pieces. These are watches designed to look impressive to people who don't know watches. The Submariner, the Omega Speedmaster, the Tag Heuer Carrera. Don't get me wrong, these are quality watches. But here's the thing. When I wore the Submariner to a private wealth management event, the kind where the minimum investment is $5 million, I counted 17 watches. Not one Submariner. I saw a Patek Philippe Calatrava, an A. Lange & Söhne, several vintage Vacheron Constantines, watches most people wouldn't recognise on the street. The Submariner screams, "I saved up for this." A $30,000 Patek Philippe Aquanaut, which looks like a regular sports watch to most people, whispers, "I didn't think about the price." Status symbol number 3. Leased luxury cars. Here's a statistic that should terrify you. 80% of luxury cars in the United States are leased, not purchased. According to Experian's 2022 automotive finance data, the average luxury car lease payment is $664 per month. Now imagine this. You're paying $8,000 a year to drive a car you will never own, so strangers at red lights think you're successful. I leased a Mercedes-Benz C-Class for this experiment, $550 a month. And here's what I learned. Actual wealthy people either buy their cars outright, often used, or they drive surprisingly modest vehicles. A 2019 study by WealthX found that 61% of people worth over $30 million drive cars worth less than $50,000. Warren Buffett famously drove a 2014 Cadillac XTS for years. Mark Zuckerberg drove a Honda Fit. But the person making $45,000 a year, they're in a leased BMW 3 Series, spending 18% of their gross income on a car payment. The luxury car industry has engineered this perfectly. Low monthly payments, no money down, constantly rotating new models, so your 2-year-old lease looks old. It's a hamster wheel designed to keep you paying forever. And speaking of hamster wheels, let me tell you about the bankruptcy files I discovered. Status symbol number 4. Designer sneakers and streetwear. In 2020, a bankruptcy court filing in New York revealed something stunning. A 24-year-old filed for bankruptcy with $67,000 in credit card debt. The itemized list? 42 pairs of limited edition sneakers, Supreme hoodies, off-white everything. The streetwear luxury market, brands like Balenciaga, Yeezy and Supreme, has created a new category. Luxury for people who definitely can't afford luxury. Here's the scam. These brands create artificial scarcity, limited drops, collaborations, resale markets where a $200 hoodie sells for $800. It feels exclusive. It feels like investing. But I spoke with a former StockX authenticator who told me 90% of our sellers were trying to flip one pair to afford another. They weren't collectors. They were trapped in a cycle. The actual wealthy? They're not standing in line for sneaker drops. They're not refreshing Supreme's website at 11 a.m. on Thursdays. They're wearing $400 common projects that look like regular white sneakers. Status symbol number 5. Luxury shopping bags as props. This one's almost sad. There's a thriving market on eBay and Poshmark for empty luxury shopping bags. Louis Vuitton bags selling for $15 to $30. Chanel bags for $40. People buy them as props. for Instagram photos. And look, I get it. We live in a visual culture. Social media has turned life into a performance. But the luxury industry has weaponized this insecurity. So what do people with real money actually spend on? After interviewing 12 individuals with verified net worths over $10 million, I found patterns. They buy quality, not logos. A $3,000 Brunello Cucinelli cashmere sweater with no visible branding instead of a $1,500 Gucci hoodie covered in logos. They buy experiences, not things. A $20,000 family trip to Patagonia instead of a $20,000 watch. They buy investments, real estate, index funds, businesses. And here's the kicker. They buy time. Personal assistants, house cleaners, meal prep services. Things that give them hours back, not things that impress strangers. The luxury industry understands something fundamental about human psychology. We want to signal our value to others. It's evolutionary. It's hardwired. But they've hijacked this instinct. They've created products specifically designed to extract maximum money from people with minimum means. A 2018 study from the Journal of Consumer Research found something telling. People with lower socioeconomic status are more likely to purchase loud luxury goods, products with visible logos. Why? Because they have more to prove. The wealthy don't need to prove anything. Their status is secure. So they signal in ways only other wealthy people recognize. The cut of a suit, the leather of a bag, the complications on a watch face. Remember those $50,000 I spent? Here's the truth. I returned almost everything. The Rolex, the handbags, the sneakers. I kept one thing. A simple leather portfolio from a small Italian workshop. No logos, $400. It'll last 20 years. Because here's what nobody tells you about status symbols. The moment you need other people to recognize your status, you don't have any. Real wealth whispers. Fake wealth shouts. The luxury industry is counting on you not knowing the difference. Now you do. If this video changed how you think about luxury, hit subscribe. Because next week, I'm exposing the even darker side of this industry. How luxury brands literally burn unsold products to maintain exclusivity. You won't believe what I found. See you then. Real wealth whispers, fake wealth shouts. The luxury industry depends on you never knowing the difference. Now you do. This is Luxury Unmasked.